a thought about the hometown democracy thing that's coming up. Okay, are we going to participate again in the family days? Are we going to have a council tent?
If the council so desires.
Well, I'm going to ask that then. And would it be possible, or would it be permissible, for us to begin the process of trying to get some information out about hometown democracy now? It is very definitely something that's going to have an adverse effect on a lot of communities. And I don't think that now is too early to start trying to get some information out for those folks to understand.
Okay. It better be information.
Yeah. Okay. Margaret, you and I have talked about the legal side because there's been some subtle changes in the state statute, and so we need to probably get some legal guidance on that one.
Okay.
Better be careful how you touch that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and then, but at any rate, I'd like to ask that we do something with the city council tent, like we've done in the past. I think that's always been a
consensus. We agree with it.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Okay. I'm done.
Yeah, we'll be there anyway. The traffic, Ken, I did read your email on the traffic, and I went past Cypress Creek. I thought it went pretty smoothly. That the traffic patrolman does just a great job there every day. You can tell when he's there. Is my question is the police service that we provide for our elementary schools, is that a mandatory thing, or is that voluntarily done by the city of Port Orange?
Voluntary, done by the city of Port Orange.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. So I appreciate the concerns of the police department and their morning duties. Thank you.
While we're on South Williamson, number one, that's not what they promised. And I know what you said, it's not our road, but when we put in $4 million, I need a voice. They could have addressed it totally, completely different. They could have aggressively done it. They've stripped that job. They've got another job. The only subs you see working out there, utility company, which is a sub, and the bridge. Stephen Counts, who I bragged on, I will take it all back. They have not performed recently. They've done a terrible job. You could have gone, if they went just past the new school and just made a temporary bypass, those stacking lanes, you wouldn't have any of that stuff. They didn't. Granted, they went out there after I said a few choice words, I guess. They went out there and tried to pour a bunch of sidewalks to get those kids through there, which they did, and they worked all day Saturday, and they were back a little bit on Sunday. I mean, Friday and Saturday. But they still had gaps in it, and they still have equipment in the way. So those kids they just haven't performed. I just want to tell you, when I put money in, I need to say at the table. That's all I want to say.
I understand. Next time we'll write the contract a little differently.
Yeah, you were right though.
Yeah, that is not right. Yeah, they have just not performed.
They stopped working out there.
They got to have another job. They stripped all you got are subs. Right. To him, they're not his prime contractors. Mary.
I also had something to add to the hometown democracy. I think the one thing that a lot of our citizens don't realize is they think of hometown democracy as being something that we will only be voting on whenever we have developers coming in and wanting to develop property and therefore making the land changes, etc. Anytime we have to change the comp plan or land use, even if it's dictated by the state that we have to make those changes, we still would have to go out for a vote. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. If there's a Scrivener error that we want to correct, it would have to go out for a vote. And those are the things that bother me. And think about it. Every election costs the city, taxpayers, $25,000 minimum. So, yeah, if we open the polls. But most of the time we would be opening the polls because they wouldn't be in the regular election cycle. And I don't think a lot of our citizens realize that hometown democracy sounds good, but there's a lot of gotchas in it.
Good. Anything else? George?
No, I'm not.
The only other thing is, I want to, this 2% raise that the county council has approved.
What a mistake.
I don't know if we do it as a council. That is absolutely wrong. Absolutely, positively wrong. Especially, take a look, and I said it before, when you make contributions to this system, and then they take $1.3 million to support the Ocean Center, which was never supposed to happen, and then they give raises because they can't afford it, and they raise ours. I don't know, will we send a letter of misunderstanding to them? Because I can't believe, and we cannot get a meeting with our representative? Our county council representative didn't want to meet with us? Is it because of you or getting up too early? I don't know what the problem is.
No, I told him we'd meet him anytime.
We meet him anytime. He doesn't want to meet. That's a little different than we're used to. It used to be you could meet with Art, you met with Jack, you went over some issues. You didn't have to agree or disagree. At least you had communication. Now we don't communicate at all. I mean, I want to go on record somehow saying that it's wrong. And they're giving a 2% raise out of savings? And how's it a savings if we're paying the difference? We worked hard, whether people agree or disagree, to get us where we are today. And for them to do that is absolutely wrong. Having said that, next